In this video, I'm going to show you how you create a Ubuntu 18.04 LAMP install through DigitalOcean. Basically, what this will do is it will set up your PHP to work on a server that can be viewed from anybody who has access to the internet and your IP address. Very, very simple to do. So let's just go into it. So I'm assuming you've already created an account in DigitalOcean, and you just go up here to create, and you click down and click Droplets. And the first thing you want to do is click Marketplace right here. And it may not, you may have to scroll a little bit, but most likely it's going to be the first one because it's very popular. LAMP on 1804, you want to basically click that. And then you want to choose a plan here. Please do not choose the $40 a month plan. Hit the arrow key, come down to the $5 a month plan because that's all you're going to need. Okay? Just keep this as basic right here. Come down here, pick where you want it to come from. I'll just say New York. That's where they're going to host it at. You don't need any additional options. And then you come down here to where they already have password pre-selected. And it says create a root password to access the droplet. So what's going to happen here is you just type in your password. Now there's certain credentials you have to have. I'll just type one in that I have kind of set up for this stuff. So you can see it must be 8 characters long, must contain one uppercase letter, must contain one number, cannot end in a number of special characters. So if you get a green here, it basically says you've done all their password requirements. What's really nice about this is a little bit of a change, is that now instead of having to change your password and all this stuff, they basically are just going to put it right into the droplet. So this is kind of a nice little change. And then you come down here and choose a host name. So I'm just going to call this one Test 2020. Okay, just to do it. You can name your host anything, okay, whatever you want. It's just going to show up in all your droplet lists. It'll just show up there, and then it's going to select a project. Here, you're probably going to have to add just a username for yourself. Mine's already been here, so I just keep this selected and create a droplet. Okay, it goes over in this screen right here, and you can see it's starting to create my droplet. It usually takes about a minute to do it. So as soon as it's done, I'll show you what you got to do for the rest of it. Okay, so we finished up, and you can see here's my IP address right here. For this one, it's 167.172.145.204. If I go ahead and I just click this copy here, I go up to my browser, and I go ahead and paste that into my browser. I'm going to come to a screen. It will take a second. Okay, that didn't work out so well. Let's try that again. Let's go ahead and copy that. Come here. Okay, that worked. All right, so I'm going to come to the screen right here. And this looks like it's some sort of error, but it actually isn't. This is actually the home page for your website. So if you see this screen right here, it's working just fine. So that tells me everything's working fine, but I still need to make some changes to the server itself to make things work well. All right, so I come back here, and they have this little getting started thing, which is actually really nice. If you click on this, come over here, it kind of gives you some basic information that's important to understand. And one of the things that you need to realize here is that you have your web root, and it's right here. And so inside of this folder right here, which is going to be var slash, well, first slash var slash www slash html, that is where all your web pages are located. And I'm going to show you how that works in this video, so I'll let you understand. But all the web pages that you put up, all your PHP pages and everything, are going to go inside of this folder. Now you can create subfolders inside of there, which we'll get into as we go through the class, but I'm just telling you kind of how it works. So this is just good reminder information. Okay, so now what you need to do is you actually want to log in your server, and the way I do it is with SSH, and I'm on a Windows machine, and so I use PowerShell, the little PowerShell console, because it just tends to work the best for me. And you can basically, if you want to get to it, you just do Windows PowerShell app. It's right there. Okay, so if I just click on that, well, actually I'm going to click on the one that I have down here because it's set up for me. Okay, so I got this one right here, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over to my DigitalOcean. I want to make sure I have this copied, all right, to start off with. And up here, I'm going to go SSH root at, and then to paste in my IP address, I just going to go to my mouse here, and I'm just going to right-click the button. Or basically click the right button on my mouse, and that pastes things in. So I'm going to do this. And it's going to, it may give you this authenticity of the host. Just write yes. and then it's going to ask me for my password. Okay, so I'm going to put in the password that I used to set up the account initially. And it takes a second, and there it is. Now, if you get this, and you get this right here, everything's fine. Okay. Now, eventually, you're going to probably want to create your own user and a separate password for that user or whatever. I do have a separate video on how to do that, so I'm not going to get into that right now. Basically, what we've done is we've signed in as root. And the thing with signing in with root is it gives you unlimited access to anything on the server. You can basically really screw things up if you don't know what you're doing. The stuff we're going to do is very safe, so you don't have to really worry about screwing anything up. But we've got this set up. And I already have a separate video on how to change your PHP INI file so that errors will show up in your web pages. So I'm not going to get into that here, but I do want to touch on something else. So first off, let's just go to where our web page is. So cd, change directory, var, www, html, just like they showed you there. And cd means I'm going to go to that directory. ls will show me everything in that directory, and you can see I have an index page right here. That index.html page is the page that you see when you enter your IP address, which is this page right here. So the page we're seeing right here is actually on the server is actually this page right here. Okay. Now I can alter that. So I'm just going to go vim, okay, index.html. All right, and when I do that, and then I hit I insert so I can edit things, you can see that here's a little bit of CSS styling they have. Here's some HTML stuff, and don't worry about this code. We're going to go through what all this means as we go through this class. So here they have a copyright right here, and let's see. I want to go up a little bit. Let's see what else I got here that I can play with. I'll just change it here. So they have a copyright, so I'm going to take my cursor. I got to use my up, down, and left, right arrow keys. And you see where it says 2018 DigitalOcean? I'm going to change that to 2018 Scott Shaper. Okay, so I'm changing that little part of the web page right there. Now I'm going to hit my escape key. All right, and then I'm going to hit my colon, and I'm going to put WQ, write and quit. And now I've changed that page. So if I go back to where this page is, and we should see right here's what I changed, this little part up here. And now if I refresh the page, there it is. Now it says 2018 Scott Shaper. So what I'm trying to show you guys is that the page that we're viewing right here, this index.html page, is this page right here. If I created another page, and I could access that page by going to whatever that file name is. And again, don't really get too worked up about this today. Really what I'm concerned about you doing today is making sure you set this thing up so it's working for you. But when we get into the class, we'll be creating pages and we put stuff on the server, and you'll actually get more familiar with this. But it's very important you have this set up correctly. Okay, so we've gotten that done. All right, so that all works good. Now what I'm going to do is I'll just go back to, if I just do cd/, it kind of goes back to the upper root directory. Okay, so if we type in MySQL like this, we go right to this little MySQL prompt. So basically what this is this is a MySQL shell. It's for a database, and it allows us to write SQL commands to do things to our database. That's something we're not going to worry about down the road, but it's very important that we set it up correctly here to get started with. And what I'm trying to say with this is you should not be able to write MySQL and have it go into this. You should be able to have to put in a username and a password first. Okay, so this is kind of a problem, and I'm going to show you how we can fix this problem. Okay, so if you go over to Blackboard, and there's a link I have right here to this article, and it's basically how to install MySQL on Ubuntu 18.04, and I'm just going to go ahead and open that up. And if you go down to step 3, that's all I got to worry about, is this right here. And it says optional, adjusting user authentication privileges. Okay, so what they're saying is they're kind of following along with what we just did, but you can see that they're asking to check something. So let's go ahead and enter this line right here. And I'm going to come to here. And remember, if I just click my right mouse button, I can paste that in. And you can see that for the root user, I have no authentication. You see how it's blank right here? That's not good. Okay, I want to be able to sign in on root and have to do a password. Okay, so we're going to fix that. Really simple to do. So we go back to our article here, And they're talking about what to do. And basically, you just take this line right here, you copy it, you put it into here, and again, I click the right mouse button. And what it's going to do is it's going to alter the user root, and it's going to basically enter whatever password you want to type in here. Now, if you want to change that password from password to something else, that's perfectly fine. You probably should make it a little bit better than just this, but make sure you write this down and remember it, because if students come to me and they're having, they say they set all this up, and I say, okay, what's your password? Well, I don't know, I don't remember. Well, there's nothing I can do. Then basically you got to do the whole process all over again. So make sure you write down all these passwords that you're using. Don't try to just memorize them, because you won't. All right, so I'm just going to keep it as password just for me, because I'll be destroying this pretty soon. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and enter that. I'm going to get something like this, which is fine. That's what it's supposed to do. And then I'm going to use this flush privileges right here. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to copy that. Come here, again, right click, hit that. That's all good. And then I'm going to actually click on this, and I'm going to run this again. Okay, so I come down here, and I right click it. And now you can see that there is the hash for the password that I put in, which was password, okay, and for user root. All right, so this is good. Now let's test to see if it works. I'm going to write exit, okay, and that exited out of MySQL. Now I'm going to enter MySQL again, and now I have a problem. Access denied for user root, using password no. So this is good. Okay, this is kind of secured it up. So how do I do it? I just go MySQL -u for user, okay, root -p. That's it. Now when I hit the enter key, it asks for my password, PASSWRD. That was my password, and now I'm into MySQL the way I should be. Okay, so it's very, very important that you set this up and correctly. All right. Now, the good thing about this whole DigitalOcean thing and these droplets is, one, they're very cheap. Two, if you completely screw something up, so let me just get out of this for a second. Okay, if you completely screw something up, just make sure you saved all your files. But if you completely screwed something up, okay, you can just redo it. So let me show you how simple it is to get rid of one of these things. So if you go back here and you go to your DigitalOcean, as you can see, I have a whole bunch of servers that I run, and I test stuff on this thing all the time, so I really like this. But anyway, I come here, and say, for example, I need to get rid of this. I've completely botched it up, screwed up, whatever. All you got to do is just go over here and click destroy, and it's basically going to say that, hey, once you destroy this, you don't get it back. And I can just destroy it. Now, the cool thing is I can actually create a new one right after I get done destroying this one with the exact same name. So I don't have to change my name next time because it doesn't remember my different names. So that's kind of neat. So basically I just destroy this droplet, which I'm going to do right now. Confirm that. And when it comes back, it's gone. Okay. And I might as well have my session here, since I destroyed it, it now doesn't know what to do. So I'll just close that out. And then of course, this IP address, if I was to refresh this, it would probably take a while, and eventually it would just come up and say you can't find anything. All right, so I'll just close this tab out, but that's what would happen. So the really good thing about DigitalOcean is they're very easy to create these droplets, very easy to destroy them if you have to redo them. Just make sure you back up all your files, and you can get back up online very, very quickly. I've dumped complete websites, but because I had all the files for the website, it was really easy, and I just just created a new droplet. So very, very simple, simple process. So anyway, this is how to create a LAMP. Well, I should say a Ubuntu 18.04 LAMP stack. Okay, very simple. And this is what we're going to need, what we're going to use for our PHP class. And just so you know, LAMP stands for Linux, Apache, MySQL, and PHP. Okay, that's it for this video. Please make sure you watch all the other videos, because there are other little parts of information that you need to do. Okay, and it's not just this. All right, make sure to watch everything and do it. Okay, that's it.